My partner believes I mishandled the prenuptial agreement discussion, and I'm seeking advice on the matter. Story 1. Update. Well, this situation has garnered significant attention. I understand now thanks to Reddit. I appreciate the thoughtful comments, especially those that help me realize the flaws in my approach to the prenup discussion. In defense of my partner, he contributes a lot to our relationship. He takes on tasks like cooking and chores, and he's been incredibly supportive of me dealing with anxiety and ADHD. Additionally, he shoulders the responsibility of caring for his son, though he struggles with financial stability due to limited work opportunities. While some of his challenges are beyond his control, he also grapples with self-esteem and executive function issues. He's a good person with imperfections, lacking insight into certain aspects of himself. He's not a narcissist or a bad person. I acknowledge my age and responsibility in the pregnancy situation. I'm fully capable of supporting myself and the baby without needing assistance. I've planned financially for this phase of my life. Sometimes I wonder if gender roles influence the advice I receive. Regardless, I understand the feedback I've received and appreciate the reality check. I didn't want my actions to be influenced by pregnancy hormones or fatigue. I 37 FAM 8 months pregnant with my boyfriend 38M of 18 months. We're facing potential breakup due to differing views on responsibility, work, and finances. Essentially, his family provides him with support, allowing him and his son to live relatively comfortably on his modest income and government benefits. On the other hand, I have a stable career and have invested in my own home. However, the financial strain of pregnancy and maternity leave will impact my savings and career trajectory significantly. When we discovered the pregnancy, we discussed moving in together. I expected him to secure a full-time job, but despite efforts, he hasn't succeeded in the past 14 months. Moving in would mean losing his government benefits, and I'd likely end up covering the financial gap. Initially, I suggested a prenup to protect my assets and provide him with the opportunity to safeguard savings for his child. However, he felt I approached the discussion too aggressively and didn't give him adequate input. He's upset that I consulted a lawyer early in the process, and we never reached a mutual agreement. Aside from the prenup issue, we faced challenges in living together. I was willing to postpone the prenup discussion to focus on immediate arrangements for the baby, but he didn't actively seek employment and felt stressed when questioned about it. He felt accused when I mentioned his responsibility for his and his son's expenses. He believed I was demotivating him by highlighting our financial constraints. He continuously complains about the logistics of our current living situation. He continues to blame our problems on the prenup discussion, but I feel we're fundamentally incompatible. However, being 8 months pregnant and dealing with insomnia affects my clarity of thought. I'm heartbroken that the family I envisioned is now shattered. It seems he wants me to be the primary breadwinner while he takes on a more domestic role, which I could accept if he communicated openly and supported me during this challenging time. However, it appears we have different perspectives on our future together. Our advice. It sounds like you're navigating a complex and emotionally charged situation, and it's commendable that you're seeking advice and reflecting on the dynamics at play. Here are some thoughts based on what you've shared. Communication and understanding. It's crucial to have open and empathetic communication with your partner. Understanding each other's perspectives, needs, and concerns can pave the way for finding common ground. This includes acknowledging each other's efforts and challenges without assigning blame. Financial planning and fairness. Discussing finances, especially during a pregnancy, can be stressful. It's essential to have transparent discussions about financial responsibilities and expectations, taking into account the needs of both partners and any existing dependents, like your partner's son. While it's understandable that you want to protect your assets, finding a fair and mutually agreeable solution, such as a prenuptial agreement that considers both parties' interests, is crucial. Gender roles and expectations. Reflect on how societal norms and gender roles might be influencing your perspectives and expectations in the relationship. Ensure that both partners have the freedom to express their desires and aspirations without feeling constrained by traditional roles. Seeking professional guidance. Consider seeking couples counseling or mediation to facilitate constructive dialogue and problem solving. A neutral third party can help navigate sensitive issues and guide both partners towards mutual understanding and compromise. Self-care and well-being. Pregnancy and impending parenthood can be emotionally taxing, especially when facing relationship challenges. Prioritize self-care and seek support from trusted friends, family members, or professionals to maintain your well-being during this time. Ultimately, it's essential to prioritize honesty, empathy, and mutual respect in your relationship as you navigate this challenging phase. Remember that seeking external advice and support is a sign of strength and a proactive step towards finding resolution and clarity. First comment. He's incapable of working and supporting himself or a family. That's the reality here. It could be a mood or personality disorder. Doesn't really matter. There was nothing wrong with the way you presented the prenup, and you needed an attorney to finalize whatever you hashed out. It's a shame his emotions are in the way of your communication and clouding his judgment. But it's a sign that there's no future here. Plus the gaslighting. When I backtracked and said we can't live together at all because I can't afford to support you plus myself, baby, your child, plus mortgage on minimal mat leave and savings, he said I was taking away hope and damaging his motivation to find a job. His hopelessness is not your doing. That's on him. Others very well might take that news and step up. Or at least have an understanding dialogue about the reality of the situation and work on a plan, whatever it needed to be. I doubt he'll be happy even if everything went his way. And you'd still be to blame. You're not crazy. He's incapable of partnering with you. NTA. Second comment. When my husband and I met, I already had a kid from a previous relationship, owned my home, and was settled in a well-paying job. He was living with his parents playing video games and smoking weed, and making just above minimum wage doing a job that requires little skill and less motivation. When I told him our relationship could not continue unless he could keep up and be both a father and husband, he did not EFF around. He put his big boy pants on and busted his ass to find a better paying job. Within 12 months or so, he not only found a better job but got a promotion that put him almost in line with what I was making. He also had zero issues when I asked for a prenup because he fully understood I was bringing all of the assets to the relationship, and I have an obligation to my kid. My point here is if he wanted to be what you need, he'd do it. If he doesn't do it, it's because he doesn't want to. Don't waste your time with a partner who doesn't want to be a partner. NTA. Story 2. Am I the jerk for wanting my fiancée to disclose her expenditures of my money? Hey Reddit. My fiancée and I have hit a rough patch lately, exacerbated by our cultural disparities. She's deeply rooted in Korean culture, while I'm a Korean American hailing from Chicagoland. Our latest disagreement revolves around finances. I've been allocating about $1.2K monthly for her rent and living expenses. However, since we moved into a house I purchased, I've waived any rent from her end. I've been footing all our living costs, covering groceries, home essentials mostly from Amazon post-move, gym memberships, utilities, and even our wedding bands, which we acquired in advance. Money's been tight since the house purchase, especially with hefty furniture and wedding band expenses. My monthly income sits at around $8,000, but it's still tight due to the down payment, emergency fund, and significant purchases I've been covering. Last month, I provided her with $1,500, only to be surprised when she approached me for more funds today. Given our circumstances, her spending should be minimal. When I inquired, she cited some minor expenses, which didn't add up to $1,500. I then requested to review her bank account to understand where my money's going, but she refused. She accused me of mistrust and threatened to end the relationship, viewing this as the final straw amid our recent conflicts. So, am I the jerk? Our advice. It's not about being a jerk, but about open communication. Express your concerns empathetically, considering cultural differences. Propose a joint budget or financial tracking system to foster collaboration. Seek the help of a couples therapist or financial advisor if needed. Approach the situation with sensitivity and respect for each other's perspectives. First comment. OMG up, this is crazy. I get it. You are probably under immense pressure from your own family to marry a nice Korean girl. But there are lots of Korean girls out there and you don't have to sink yourself into penury to marry this one. If the spending is bad now, it will be 100x worse once you have children together. If she falls into the typical Korean tradwife role, she may even want to start handling the finances. Are you willing to risk this? Others are right, this is a huge deal breaker. As much as you have good times together, this won't work. Money stress is the #1 cause for divorce. Her spending this much money is not right. Save yourself up. And please give us an update. Second comment. You are giving her money? It's reasonable to ask where that money is going. If she's living with you and you are buying the food, etc., then just stop giving her $1,500 a month. When she says she needs money, ask what for. And then give her money to just buy that. I would postpone the marriage until you get this sorted out. Does she really love you, or does she love that you pay all her bills? You don't want to be in a situation where your wife is only hanging around for the paycheck. Also, you don't want to be married to someone that overspends on frivolous stuff. If all her expenses are being paid for, why does she need $1,500 a month in spending money? That seems like too much, and she's blowing through it. I'm not saying she should never buy anything for herself, but I have a good job, and I don't spend $1,500 a month on myself. More update. Get it? I should clarify that she doesn't have a job at the moment. She has to work at a non-profit while she does her op training in the US, but it's unlikely she will get a high-paying job with her degree. She's been supported by her parents through her master's program and I wanted to help take the burden off of them. But am I an asshole for wanting to know how she's spending it?